Profit Talk, and Happy New Year, everyone. It's the first week of the year. Um, Today's January 3rd. As you probably know, if you're looking at a computer, it's down there in the corner. Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. We do this every single week. Weekly Profit Talk is designed to be just a quick chat. Hopefully, provide you a bit of information you might not have had before, or just make you aware of certain situations. And we're certainly I have something very important coming up in the middle of January. Of course, if you have subcontractors, you got 1099s due on January 31st, but there's something that's probably even more important. And I'll get to that in a minute. But first, Weekly Profit Talk is as the name would imply, a weekly event. We do this at 8:30 on Wednesday, be that standard or daylight time in the Mountain Time Zone. So if you're in Los Angeles, that's 7:30. New York City, that's 10:30. In Chicago, of course, that's right, 9:30. Anyway, it's great to be back and looking forward to an excellent year. 2024 is going to be a year of many changes and a lot of great growth and scaling for both ourselves and our businesses and the people that we're blessed to have as clients. Again, Happy New Year. Let me tell you the important thing that is coming up, and it can save you not only money, but actually a little bit of your internal sanity. And that is the estimated tax payment deadline for the fourth quarter, the final one for 2023. And that occurs on Tuesday, January 16th. Monday is a holiday where we celebrate the birth of Martin Luther King Jr. So we get one more day whenever IRS deadlines fall on a holiday or a weekend. We've moved them out to the next available actual business day. Lucky for us, we have one more day to do this. Of course, there's the very exciting year just ended. The accounting cycle just ended. If you are like over 90% of businesses in the United States and every single business that we have the pleasure of working with, you're on the calendar year as your accounting cycle. So January 1st to December 31st. And that means, yes, you guessed it, profit and loss statements. As long as you have all of your transactions categorized and all your stuff's cleaned up and ready to go, you should have good financial statements now or in the very near future. We are actually rushing to get those done just as soon as possible this year because estimated tax payments. So the importance of the fourth quarter one is that this is the one big shining chance to make a payment against the tax filing, which is due on April 15th. Let me take a look. This year, it actually lands on the Monday, so it's not going to hit that Friday holiday in Washington, D.C. I'm sorry, it won't be a Friday holiday. This year, it's actually going to be on Tuesday. So April 15th is the tax deadline for Forms 1040. It will also be the first quarter estimated tax payment deadline for calendar year 2024. So let's keep that in mind as well. But if you are going to owe over $1,000 in tax, and if you are an entrepreneur, be you a physician or you happen to be watching and you're not a doctor, but you're in business for yourself, chances of you owing over $1,000 in tax are pretty good. And if you do, and you pay it all in April, or worse even than that is you owe so much that you have to do an installment agreement and pay it over time, please don't go down that road unless you absolutely have to, because interest, you have to pay even more. As it is, if you owe, let's say, just take a number out of the air, $3,000 in tax when you file your taxes as self-employed this coming April, you're going to pay an underpayment penalty on that portion that's over the $1,000. You are supposed to pay tax as you go. And the way you do that as an entrepreneur, physician or otherwise, is estimated taxes. These occur 4 times a year. We're not under the influence of babysitting as our W-2 employees and wage earners, where their tax event just basically happens with every single paycheck and the employer takes care of it as well as pays half of your FICA for you. Um, as an entrepreneur, you're responsible for all of your FICA. If you are a sole proprietor, talk to us, because there's things we can do to help with that too. You can waste thousands of dollars every single year in excess taxes with one simple tax election. We can make a lot of that money jump right back into your pocket again. But be that as it may, whether or not you are taking a wage from your company or basically just self-employed and taking nothing but draws to live on, if you make over a certain amount of money that results in you owing over $1,000 in tax, you do need to pay as you go. And that's why the January 16th deadline, 2024, is very important. If you have been making payments or you've been making small payments, or even if you have been calculating semi-accurately up to this point, this final one is super important. I consider the bullseye anything within $500 of either way, either owing 500 or 500 in refund. That's my personal goal for anybody that I work with. $1,000 is fair and okay, but I'm really shooting for the 500 because I like to overachieve. So the reason you want to do that, twofold. One, get rid of that underpayment penalty. But also paying taxes as you go is like keeping your room picked up so that you don't trip over things when you're walking through it. So it's just very important to keep your mental focus on what you do best and less on the stress of the taxes that you're going to owe. And that leads to reason number two, which is you look forward to tax season. Tax filing actually ends up being an event where you are measuring the metrics of your company and not so much a stressful time where you're scaring up a bunch of money that you may or may not have in your savings account. You should never be wiping out savings to pay your taxes. And even more importantly is you should never be doing an installment agreement to pay them either. It's super important to pay as little money as possible to the IRS. And to do that, pay them as you go. So the fourth quarter is important. Now you know the reasons why. You should have your profit and loss statement soon, if not already. So let's get to work. And if you need any help with any of the things that I'm talking about here or have any questions, let us know. All you have to do is comment. We are on 3 platforms live right now, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And you can make a comment in the comments of any of those social media outlets, and we will respond to you. And if you have a question that you'd like read on the air, or just a question in general about anything, taxes, profit, how to increase cash flow in your business, throw it into the comments and we will save it and read it on the air next week. And next week is going to be January 10th. And we will, of course, be back at 8:30 Mountain Time. So until then, remember, estimated taxes, they're coming in 13 days, so less than 2 weeks. You have plenty of time. Remember, it is an estimate, so it's not critical to get it down to the penny. In fact, I usually round my payments to whole hundreds amounts. That kind of makes sense in my books that way, and I like that. And that's the thing I recommend you do. So the other thing is it is an estimate, so keep the stress low, make a good payment. Don't overpay. You don't want the IRS to have over $1,000+ of your money all year either, because then they're stripping you of your earning power. So it's a balance, but that's why we're here to help you with it. So if you have any questions, let us know. Have an amazing first week of January, an awesome weekend. And if you have a chance, as always, try to do something randomly kind for a stranger. So until next week, so long for now. Happy New Year, and let's live long and prosper in 2024. So long for now.